But see, I also think, and this is my personal belief, I also think that we're contributing a lot of it on ourselves too, through the music that's infiltrating our systems right now. And it's glorifying the violence. It's glorifying the drugs. It's glorifying the pain. It glorifies a lot of things in the music that we actually hurting our own selves with, that I believe.
Well, if you remember back in the day, when the thing did break out and called awareness in the 60s, it didn't come from TV, and it just came up from the people. And so what the people can say to each other is much more powerful than what the media says to us. If we have the real feelings, the real heart, the real soul in mind, And yes, it's got to be an awakening, a new awakening, because it's only that kind of widespread awakening that will hold us and keep us from knocking each other out.
But I mean, I can see what Brother Terry's talking about too with the music, because when you think about Public Enemy, when they came out in 89, 90, 91, it was even more cohesiveness then than it is now. Yeah. And the media, like I said, they have so much control. The music executives, they want to put out, I call it bubblegum music that has no flavor. It has flavor for maybe 30 seconds, and you spin it out and you get another piece. This music has no substance now. It has no connection to the spirit, no connection at all to the soul. You can't even feel this music. You have to listen to it at least 3 or 4 times to even feel it. It's not like September of Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's not, Miles Davis or Thelonious Monk or Diane Reeves or Nina Simone, where you felt it when they sung it right then and there.
When we had the last poets, and when we had Africa Bambaataa and the other brothers up there in New York City and the Sugar Hill Group, we had no problem feeling it, But we have gotten away from the roots in our music. That's true. But again, the musicians themselves are not going to bring us back. It's just the brothers and sisters who are going to bring the musicians back.
That's true. That's true, too. Both of you are correct on that. I mean, it's the mindset. What is it African doctor said back in the day? I say back in the day, I mean BC. Once you heal the mind, everything else follows. You heal that mind, you are no longer ill. And so right now we're suffering from a mental illness on the mind, and we're in autopilot. We're in autopilot.
A self-destructive type.
Yes.
Because that's what's happening. Could you just imagine that a stadium full of black bodies who are victims of black-on-black crime, a whole stadium full. Just that thought, it just brings out a picture that says, hey, we need to be aware of this and try and correct this as best we can from inside, from inside.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Even with the cyst, you don't clear the top of the cyst, you lance it, so it can heal. And so we just, we need to lance it, and let it heal. We are so inundated with, outside influences. And we've lost self. Some of us have lost self, a sense of self, a sense of culture, and it's disheartening at times.
And then there's always that old saying, they said, if you want to hide something from African Americans, put it in a book,
Yes.
And our people got to get back to reading, especially we have good books to read that we have not heard of or read. We have the Journey to the Motherland, but we also have the e-books now, Long Distance Love. We have this other book called the American Challenges in the Obama Era. There are a lot of e-books now. We need to be getting our read on and find out what's really going on, because we're going to find out what's happening in the East, it's happening in the West, it's happening in the South, it's happening in the North, and it's time for us to hook up again.
And that's key. The thing is, we have not severed our connection. Our connection is still there. It's just been sedated by outside influences. The connection is still there.
It's a good terminology. Yeah, sedated. And how do we reawaken it? That should be the burning question we ask ourselves.
Yes. And it starts with us. Everything has always been up to us, up to the person to join back. You know, I tell people the I leads to the we, which leads to the us.
Yes.
You know, start with you. Make eye contact. Don't look at my forehead. Don't look over my head. Look at me, because when you're looking at me, you're looking at a part of yourself.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know?
That's true.
And that's the main thing we've lost sight of. You know, we hear people say, "Oh, I can't stand that person." Well, what you can't stand in that person is what you can't stand in yourself.
A lot of times we do need to put the mirror on ourselves, and and the way that we are acting sometimes could only be described as ugly, especially unto ourselves.
Exactly. I mean, self is the most challenging to deal with. I often tell people, truth has you in it. Don't believe me? Spell it. If you can effectively deal with you, you can effectively deal with everyone you come in contact with, because everyone you come in contact with is an extension of yourself. It's what you haven't dealt with internally, so it has to come out externally in another person for you to effectively deal with it.
And, I mean, we don't need any more Oscar Grants. We don't need any more Trayvon Martin. But we don't need to stand in another brother's blood individually as a brother, as a black man. We don't need to be standing in each other's blood. We don't need to be knocking each other down. We don't need to be beating each other down. We don't need to be clowning each other because we're from a different part of town. We don't need to be doing any of that. We need to be trying to hook it up seriously for our survival.
Exactly. And deal mostly with solutions. Be solution-based, because we know problems. And I'm not saying I have solutions for everyone. I'm just giving out general solutions that you can personally cater to your household. When you tell me, oh, I can't save, I'm going to give you a general solution to show you that you can. If you say, well, my children aren't learning in school, okay, well, teach them at home. Well, I can't teach them at home because I work. I still teach my children at home. It may be a few minutes hither and thither, but yet they're still learning. Those few minutes a day gather during the week equals hours.
And we do have to take responsibility.
Exactly.
There's no getting around that aspect.
No, it's not. It's called accountability. Take responsibility for your household. What is it old people said, and this is true? Don't sweep around my door until you swept around yours. Get your household in order. Okay? Start sweeping.
That gets down to the personal.
That's right. That's right. You know, and that's what we must do. And brothers, y'all,
we have to talk to the young people and let them know that, you know, resolving problems, resolving issues in the street with violence against each other, against ourselves, is not going to lead us anywhere. There has to be a dialogue. There has to be a conversation. But I understand, too, with the young people being out of jobs and out of in the serious, they have to kind of feel it from us that we feel what their situation is. So there needs to be an overall communication, you know.
Well, I am so glad you said that. Let me tell you why. Because I am having a forum June the 15th here in Knoxville, and it's entitled Building Bridges in a Kingly Manner. And what my objective is, I want to build a bridge with our future leaders, which is our younger brothers that are located in the AKA projects, okay, and have the positive kings in Knoxville come together, because the nation can rise no higher than its women. Now, if we can connect with the younger brothers on their treatment of the younger sisters, that will help the sisters see themselves in a more worthy and positive light. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times our younger sisters are basing everything on how these brothers are treating them, you see. And so it is my
a lot of work needs to be done. A lot of work needs to be done there. You're so correct.
Yes, to reach the brothers first. Because when I approach the sisters, the first thing out of their mouth is, well, my baby daddy, well, he's this and he's that, but not realizing that what they see in their baby's father is what's going on with them internally. So if I can just start with the young brothers who's approaching these young sisters, you know, everything starts with just a seed. Yeah. And that's what I'm attempting to do, is just plant this seed and have the watering hose there handy, you know, and just keep the momentum going. And hopefully, you know, I hate to use hope, but hope is unseen, but it works, you know, for some. Faith is unseen, but it works.
Yes.
You know, the air is unseen, but yet we still breathe it because it works. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to use that. But, y'all, with that being said, Brother Ukali, I've even set you up for tomorrow night just in case we didn't finish up tonight. Yay. Okay. So, y'all, with that being said, Brother Ukali, if you can join us tomorrow night at 11 p.m., it's already been set up because I love this brother. Thinking ahead.
Okay.
But we're going to end it with, all right, we're going to end it with learning is free, education is what we pay for. Brother Terry, thank you for dropping by and offering your insight. And, of course, we're going to end this with African children giving thanks.
Keep on loving black women. That's what we got to do.